Wake up, wake up, wake up, and stay woke. Cause this is the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B Brown, ESQ, aka the Ball Hog, aka the Mouth of the South. This is the place where sports, business, and entertainment collide. And we're going to give it to you rough, rugged, and raw. So come get you a spoonful, like some grits with butter and salt. You know how we do it in the South, y'all. Make sure you do not get caught in your feelings. You're here on WZYE 95.9 FM. Strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Come on, let's go, 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 go. Y'all know what it is. It's the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South, a.k.a. Mr. Excessive Celebration. I get to be the MC on this magical journey every Friday morning with my two dynamic partners in crime. It is the Maverick herself, Miss Majestic Maya. And if you have not been introduced to Maya, like we say in the intro, strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. And then we have the musical genius himself, been rocking parties since rocking parties was a thing, baby. My man, the maestro, and my frat brother, DJ, superhero DJ, John Quick. Look, y'all, it's Friday morning. The sun is finally out after a very cloudy, rainy week in the New York metropolitan area. But skip all that. I want to get right to the bubble. The NBA is the only professional organization that has successfully created a bubble. And we got to talk about that bubble today. The bubble is man, it's a world of its own. It's the magical kingdom. It's whatever that movie was when they created their own little world, Happyville. It is its own little world. And there is a mayor, a governor, a president, a prime minister of the bubble. And today we shall ordain him, the MVP of the bubble, Dame Lillard. It's Dame time, y'all. We starting off with Dame time. Because Dame time,
he's on fire.
On fire.
I got a different MVP of the bubble.
Uh-oh. What do you think about the on the court stuff? I think you're talking about off the court.
That's a different bubble, too.
That's a different bubble. Right?
All exposure is good exposure, right?
Hey, because there's some exposure going on in the bubble. But let's talk about the on the court stuff. Dame Lillard, 42 points last night. I watched the fourth quarter only, and that's all you needed to see. 12 points in the fourth quarter. He literally took one step past half court and launched up a three to begin the fourth quarter. And it felt like you heard someone say Dame time, because you knew what time it was. The Brooklyn Nets had him on the ropes. They had him on the ropes, fighting out of the corner. But Dame time took over. What do y'all think about Dame Lillard? How has he just transcended his brand in terms of a basketball player? And let's talk about the on-the-court basketball stuff before we talk about other parts of the bubble. What do y'all think?
John, you go, because you know I don't watch anything.
Hilarious. Yo, Dame went next level. Like, you know, I'm old school. Like I was around when Jordan was in his prime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he's Jordan Ness right now. I mean,
you said it. You said
yes,
it.
He's Jordan Ness
right now. You can't say the J word.
The only next level he has to do it in the playoffs, and we've seen him be heroic in the playoffs. But this little run he's on right now is very Jordan Ness. It's very Jordan Ness, and they needed every point. Every point. And, but you know what? Point. Can we clap? Can we give a special clap for the a special ovation for the new Brooklyn score? See, I'm old school. The Brooklyn Nets.
I like that. Now you could call them New Jersey Nets. Maya and I live in New Jersey. They can still be New Jersey.
Right?
The Brooklyn Nets, bro. Bro, they got their main superstars didn't play at all basically this year.
Right.
Then they get to the bubble, 5 of their best players out, And they've been whooping ass in the bubble, and
They have.
damn near spoiled the Blazers season last night. I gotta give them props, man.
They did.
Coach Jock Vaughn, Kansas Jayhawk, big up. He's like an interim coach, man. I think he auditioning.
He auditioned. What's the brother's name who he took the last shot? He had a great game. I don't even know his name.
From Michigan, Karis LeVert.
LeVert. I knew it was a musical name because I'm like, this brother out here balling. He was balling.
I did an event with him year before last. Good people, very, very humble, very, soft spoken, but he was deadly. Yes, they had no answer for that brother.
Nah, they didn't. It was fun to watch. And look, when they weren't performing very well, I wanted to call them the Brooklyn Nets, but their performances in the bubble, I want them back. I want to call them the New Jersey Nets because they look good, man. They did look good. You add a healthy Kyrie and a healthy KD to that next year.
They should be one of the favorites.
Early favorites, definitely.
Yeah.
Dame showed out, like absolutely showed out. He scored in the last, their big games that they needed to win. They needed all of them. But they beat the 76ers, and he scored 51 points. They beat Dallas, he scored 61 points. And then last night they beat Brooklyn, he scored 42 points. The combined margin of victory in those games was 7 total points in 3 games. So they needed every point. And to me, that's the mark of when you start using the J word, Jordan, that is. That's the mark of someone that is on next level. Not only are they scoring a lot of points, but they're making them in crunch situations and they're putting their team on their back. And so shout out to Dame Lillard. Dame time. That's what he makes it easy for you. He's got a perfect nickname. Shout out to him, man, for the MVP. I guess the most surprising team in the bubble would be Phoenix. They went undefeated in the bubble, a young team. So you got these 2 teams, East and West Conference, Brooklyn and Phoenix. They both showed out, I think. I love what Phoenix did. And so
undefeated, bro.
Undefeated. 8-0 in the bubble. The bubble has been good to certain people. Some magic dust or something in terms of basketball skills. Yeah. Even the dude, what's the one name from Duke? The Mason, what's his name? The white boy who I can't think his name. Grayson Allen.
Good bubble experience.
Good bubble. Up to 17 points per game in the bubble. Only averaged 7 before. So I don't know. People had some magic dust.
What did they play half-court basketball in this bubble? Why are there so many points? What the hell?
Man. Hey, look, it's not deep.
What is this, the Rucker?
It's not a defensive league to begin with, but it definitely is a defensive league when everybody's trying to not get hurt, right? So
I was going to say something about D, but we got kids listening, I think. NBA, Maya, focus.
NBA, stay focused. But it's hard to stay focused because there has been a lot of overlap. San Antonio Spurs.
On the lap.
The San Antonio Spurs. Shout out to Coach Popovich and what he was able to do. First time in 22 years they haven't made the playoffs. We're talking playoffs. The San Antonio Spurs, for the first time in 22 seasons, will not be in the NBA playoffs. What a run, man. Like, it's been boring and it's almost been uneventful. We sort of watched it, but we didn't watch it. But what a run. 22 years of making it to the playoffs. Shout out to Coach Pop. And he woke. He is on the side of the people, down for the culture. Shout out to Coach Pop, man. 22 years, quite a run for him. Let's give that man a round of applause or something, brother. Doubt. 22 years is like that. Yeah, it's hard to do. That's hard to do. So shout out to him. Now, that's the on-the-court stuff in the bubble. Mess around, catch me with the triple-double in the bubble. We talked about all of that. A lot of triple-doubles. But there's been some other stuff that's happening in the bubble. and
not that bubble.
Not that bubble?
No, the other bubble.
The other bubble. Dame Lillard has on the back of his jersey, which is interesting to see all the social justice messages that the players are using in the NBA bubble. On the back of Dame Lillard's jersey, on the back of it, it reads, and I quote, it says, "How many more?" And when I saw that, how many more, Obviously, he's talking about the tragedies that have occurred, the victims of police brutality, murder. Let's call it murder.
Yeah.
In certain situations, let me not sugarcoat it. It's murder. And you know, you can't. What do you guys think about his message? How many more, and all the other social justice messages that a lot of these players are putting on the back of their jersey?
As you guys know, I haven't watched any sports, but I think this is where the NBA has literally set the bar for, if you're going to talk about it, be about it. They're allowing the players to wear messages on their jerseys. So I'm here for it. And how many more? I mean, he's not lying. Breonna Taylor's murderers are still walking the street.
Yes, they are.
If you're going to fire someone, why are you firing them?
Have you
Because
guys?
clearly they did something wrong, right? So it's not going to stop. We can't let our feet off of their necks. Right. And you know, I'm all about, you know, just coming for the white people. Shout out to the white listeners, but something needs to be done, because it's people have changed their cute little black squares back to hanging out on the beach with their mask and all that shit. Nah, we still got a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do. Did you guys see a particular social justice message that stood out to you? Any of the players? I love how many more, because it's a rhetorical question that should be a rhetorical question. But the way things have played out, it does seem that every few months there's another hashtag. Has there been any particular message that has stood out to you guys?
I'm still waiting for Breonna Taylor's murderers to be arrested. I mean, damn. If I would have killed someone, I would have been thrown under the jail. And they just walking free willy. I hope someone coughs on them.
Right.
That has corona.
Any particular message that you've seen, quick?
Nah. I'm ready for the somebody to arrest somebody in terms of, you know, who murdered Breonna Taylor. They need to be arrested. You know, those messages are cute, you know, but it doesn't change the fact that their murderers are walking around. Period.
Indicted, prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and their asses thrown in jail. We need to complete the process, because you could be arrested post bail, and then, you know, they don't go to trial for whatever loophole their little bitch ass lawyers find. Right. Shout out to all the lawyers. Hey, Bob.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm used to it. Lawyer jokes, I'm used to. Specifically for Dame time. His message, how many more? We've covered the social justice component of it, but how many more could be applicable for other things as well? And for this part of the bubble, because we're reviewing the bubble, I turn to none other than our guy, Stephen A. Smith. You know that's our guy. Come on, stop playing. Stephen A. Smith had this to say. Actually, let me do it with sound. Sorry, hold on. Stephen A. Smith had this to say about the bubble, and I thought it was actually spot on. Let me do it with sound so we don't have the same problem that I had before. I thought it was spot on about the bubble, and he is not only talking about the NBA, but thinking about the NFL bubble. And Stephen A. had this to say about the bubble. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Y'all bear with us. Bop and bop.
I'm just being real. Somebody got to say it.
You mean the doctor, Stephen A.
Turn it up, bro.
Simple. Look, they got to let somebody up in there. Now, I understand.
Need so much confidence, Stephen A. Go ahead.
Hey, listen. It would be nice to see, you know, the whole family and all that stuff. I got that. You understand? I really, really do. But we all know that, you know, 6 of those teams are going home at the end of this week, all right, because they ain't going to be in the playoffs, right? Well, that's 6 teams, right? Okay, so you got the teams, the roster, and all of their personnel. Now, you can't just let family come up in there. So but you can let somebody come there. You can let a wife or a girlfriend come. I would strongly advise the NBA to facilitate that happening before August 30th. Not after. Before. I would strongly advise. Just one, bro. Just one. It will go a long
Stephen A.,
way.
are you advocating? Are you advocating for conjugal visits in the bubble? I mean, the bottom line is they didn't do anything wrong. They're not in jail. You know, there's a pandemic.
I mean, I didn't want to go there.
Social distancing, Stephen A. You got a social distance.
Since you asked the question, yes. Yes.
It's all going to come tumbling down because Stephen A. makes a suggestion on TV. See what you're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, his
All right,
face.
y'all. All right, y'all. So that's the bubble. That is the bubble, and that's the bubble that I want to talk about. Let me move them out the way. It is a situation where these grown men in this bubble are at the point you can spend a few weeks with somebody, and it's cool. You can get ready in training and going through training camp with all your teammates, and it's cool. But there comes a point where certain parts of your body start talking to you, and you can't focus on the game plan anymore. And I think the NBA has reached that point in the bubble.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are there any amputees in the NBA?
Amputees.
No.
Yeah.
Great question. I don't think so.
Okay, great. So that means everyone has two hands, right?
Oh,
Okay. Problem
It's just
solved.
not. It's not the
she-
same. You heard the song. You heard Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. You heard this song. It's just not the same. WAP runs the world. How you pronounce it? WAP. Am I showing my age
WAP.
here?
WAP, it doesn't matter.
WAP. Whatever.
Y'all know what it is. That's
know what
all
it
that
is.
matters.
Let me ask you this: if you got a +1, who would you bring into your bubble? Celebrity crush type deal. Who would you bring into your bubble if you got 1 + 1? Now you only got one, and it seems as though Stephen A's suggestion is you got to bring them in the bubble and leave them in the bubble for about 3 weeks. So for me, it's clear it's been this way for a long time. Anybody knows me has heard me talk about her. It would be Halle Berry. Although Tracy Ellis Ross or whatever is starting to make up ground. I like me some Tracy. Yeah, I like Tracy Ellis Ross.
I knew you were going to pick either Lisa Ray or Nicole Murphy.
Nicole Murphy.
But
See, you're
Nicole
making it
is a
tough.
hoe. She be doing you and the other plays. You gotta watch out for her. She ain't
Sometimes
trustworthy.
you need to sign a veteran. You can't sign all rookies and expect to win. I ain't mad at her pass. Sometimes you gotta sign a veteran to come in and play a role. They know exactly what it is that they want to do. They know how to get to their spots on the floor. You got me? Sometimes you gotta sign a vet. You can't sign all rookies and expect to win the championship. I'm trying to get a championship up in the bubble. You know what I'm talking about? Who would be your bubble if you got one free pass to bring somebody into a bubble? Who would it be? Maya, who you only get one though. Who would it be?
Yeah, I'm bringing in Idris because that accent, and I know he got a dangalang. He African.
A what?
A dangalang.
How you? I think that passes FCC guidelines actually, so you can say that word. How do you spell dangalang? I guess don't really make no difference. But he's got one of those.
I got WAP. He got lad. It's a win.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. So you bring in Idris. You're a sucker for the accent. People can fake the accent. The fact that I see movies where he doesn't have his accent messes me up. Like you can't. Men are simple. We're simple, right? You can't fake. You can't. I guess you could buy fake, whatever. But
he said sucker. My head was just going somewhere for a second. I'm like, Bobby, ball hog. Yeah.
Who would you bring in there, John? Quick. Who is your +1?
I'm still researching. Come back to me. I'm still researching.
You're researching. What you looking at? But your research normally, for me, I would research. I would Google like long legs or nice butt. Those would be whoever comes up first. That would be. But Tracy Ellis Ross,
man. I mean, damn.
Tracy Ellis Ross got body. She got a donkey too. She got big old booty.
I like somebody that Tracy Ellis Ross is a little more seasoned. I ain't gonna call her older. She's seasoned. So.
Do they have to be single?
No.
And that look at the NBA bubble. I'm sure there's some things going on in that bubble.
No, I'm just saying,
people knocking on the wrong door late at night. Like, hey, what's up?
Oh man, that opens it up, bro.
She does not have to be single, but you only get one person to be in the bubble. Who would it be?
Shit, Idris Helen married with his wife all up in his little Instagram pictures. I ain't thinking about her. Girl move.
I don't even know.
Pick one.
So many.
So that's the problem with the NBA players. Most of them can't pick one. So as Stephen A. talks about these conjugal visits, the idea of picking one, if you spent your whole NBA career feeling like Baskin Robbins and getting the choice of 31 flavors, and somebody tells you one and you got to stay with them for 3 weeks, could you do it? Let's ask our audience, who would be your plus one? If you were in a bubble and you know that stepping outside the bubble would put all the other players at risk, and you knew that to be safe, you had to limit the number of interaction you had, who would be your plus one? Bring somebody into the bubble. We got our I guess that's our celebrity crush. For me, it would be Halle Berry. I've been waiting too long.
All right. It would be what's love got to do with it? Angela Bassett.
I like that. That Angela Bassett
still look great. She still look great,
man.
That particular model. Oh my God.
Yo, she is fine as wine. She is getting better with time. That doggone Angela Bassett. If you look up the phrase "black don't crack," you'll see a picture of Angela just pointing at you like, "Hey, she is fine." Let me see a few of these. I see Tony Braxton, my man Alvin. Thank you for joining. I see Lamont Rucker. Who is that? Oh, that's the dude from the Tyler Perry movies. He started with Yep.
Good people too. He's a good dude. I know him.
He just yeah.
Look at Scott Bibb talking about my wife.
My wife.
He's so corny. He's so ain't that sweet. Hey, get on out here.
His wife must be listening.
That's such a Kappa move right there. My wife. Just in case somebody's reporting to her. You know what? Get out of here with that.
Corny.
Making me feel bad. Here I am, a married man saying Halle Berry and all these other people. You're just trying to make me feel bad, man. That's messed up.
What y'all got?
Yeah, who y'all got? Who are you bringing to your bubble? Ladies, if you were in a bubble, if we created a corporate bubble, they said you could come back to work, but we're going to have a bubble. Who would you bring into the bubble for your conjugal visit? You better make it good. Maya, I think you picked the wrong person. Anybody with an accent can't put it down in the bathroom or the bedroom, rather. He might be able to put it down in the bathroom. Right. Unless you turn the bathroom into the bedroom. But I don't think
wherever. Let me tell you something.
If you have an accent, it disqualifies you.
More for a hell of a lot less. Okay.
If you have an accent,
you don't need the bed to get a nut. Come on now.
You say what?
I said you don't need the bed to get a nut.
Wait, hold on, Maya. Hold on, Maya. What did you say, Maya? Maya, what did you just say?
I said you don't need a bed to get a nut. You can get that anywhere.
Gosh. Yes. I wanted to make sure they heard that.
On the couch, on the chair, on the wall. Y'all better grow up. Hey. Y'all better stop acting like y'all 16 and y'all need a bed. Your backs are bad. You might as well twist it out some more. Shit, we grown.
The Maverick strikes again. John, the maestro, DJ John Quick, you pointed out somebody's response. Whose response did you point out?
Oh, Cliff Stroud. He said Oprah.
Get her pregnant. You said for life.
This was not supposed to be.
Money moves.
I don't think that's happening.
Hey, this was not supposed to be an investment decision, Cliff Stroud. Yes, if indeed you got fringe benefits, then Oprah. But something tells me you ain't gonna think sexy thoughts when Harpo told you beat me. type Oprah. Nah, Oprah's got some moments. Though. Oprah has looked good at times. I get where he's going with that. I get that.
Absolutely.
All right, so because people have this urge to get outside the bubble, we gonna call it the OBB, outside the bubble booty. Who, for me it would be Nicole Murphy, or OPP inside the bubble, or the WAP inside the bubble. But the bubble is starting to mess a few people up. A particular young man who we would not know his name, but for him popping the bubble, Kima Silverand, an undrafted free agent from the Seattle Seahawks, decided to go outside the bubble. And he persuaded a young lady to put on a Seattle Seahawks jersey and try to sneak into the team hotel. He was summarily dismissed by the Seahawks because he was cut. His employment is no longer needed. But we all know his name because the urge got to him. Do you think he went a little too far by trying to sneak in and answer Mother Nature? That's just answering Mother Nature. The brother needed some, like Stephen A. said. You ain't feeling it, Maya? Not everybody wants to use their appendages, their hands.
Dude, you're sick. Okay, you lost money over some community property? Are you kidding me? The water boy.
Did you call her community?
I tried to say she was the water boy or punter. They decided on them anyway. Like, seriously? Now I can see if that's your wife or something like that, but this a random? You losing money over some random twat? I hope he had it. If it's that good, call her Helen of Troy. Because that bitch about to start war.
Sunshine. They call her Sunshine. She throw it up in the air and it's sunshine. You don't know. We don't know how good it was, but I know that this man lost his job because of it. When you bring this person, if you're going outside the bubble, she better be worth you losing your job. I don't know if anybody's worth losing a job. As an undrafted free agent, man, you
barely got it. You barely there.
This is how I describe my role in the NFL. There's 53 people on the roster. I was 53 and a half. I always had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Ain't no way I'm going to go outside the bubble knowing that at any point I could get cut. So I hope this young lady was worth it, because when he go home and everybody see, first of all, when your name is Kima Silverand,
we already think you a chick.
You can't just hide. Everybody know who you are. That's the dumb dude that had to go home because he stepped outside the bubble. He got that OBB, outside the bubble booty. But yeah, man, that's crazy. He lost his job because of it. That's the NFL. And to this is the point that I was making about Colin Kaepernick. In a weird way, these things are connected. I said to everybody, the NFL has no job security. Each player has no job security. The NFL and executives have cut people for some of the dumbest reasons that make no sense whatsoever. I wouldn't say that this is the case, because you got to be real stupid to try to sneak a woman inside the hotel. But it's not. NFL stands for not for long, and that brother made it even shorter because he got in that bubble trouble, stepped outside the bubble for some booty.
What you gonna tell your mama? Mama, I got to. What happened, baby? Because his mother was waiting for a check. She's like, "Oh, my baby, I need some money." You gonna tell your mother that you lost your job? How you give? Oh, you got cut, and then she gonna see because you were trying to sneak some girl up in there. Really?
A woman. That was a woman. Well, we don't know. Here's one even better. Here's one even better, Majestic Maya. Let's just assume that said player has a girlfriend waiting for him at home. Now he is national and international news for sneaking. I don't want to call her out her name because I don't know. She might be a decent, upstanding, wonderful woman. But the image that I get is that he was sneaking an alley cat through the back alley into the hotel, a gutter cat, and now your girl is reading the stories and having to answer about your stupidity. Come on, Kima Silverand. You can't do that as an undrafted
He
free.
wouldn't be my man because I'm like, you really stupid. I was only with you because you said you played in the league. Now she gonna get her thigh on, okay, and go get her a real baller with some job security.
A lot more job security. Maybe playing bonus. Straight up. Maybe the same position. Like, you weren't really that good. Who was at the top of that?
And he's from Oklahoma State, so that says it all right there. Look at his coach. That show he ain't got no. He ain't smart. Kima,
or whatever, however you say his name.
Finish him.
Which brings me to something else. Reggie Florima said he was trying to use his NFL status while he could. He was getting cut anyway. If I'm going home anyway, I'm gonna get some booty. I'm gonna get some outside the bubble booty.
Well, I hear she didn't even get inside his room. They were stocked before, so you didn't even get to put your little wanker in the wad. Man, you's a bona fide fool. You just
if you know you got caught, you go ahead and finish the job and pack the bags afterwards.
You hear the knock on the door. You're like, hold on, I'm gonna finish this. Finish him. We gonna finish.
If she was making sounds, I would be like, man, I'm watching, X video. That's just a little porn. Let me turn it down. Like, dudes are not.
No, I think they caught her.
Man.
I think they caught her on the hotel surveillance. Like they saw her going in and out. So.
And the NFL, you know they don't want nobody black doing anything that's fun. And you're only supposed to use your black body to make these white people richer. Their security is watching every damn hotel. They got cameras everywhere and they just looking. I think one of the darkies is bringing in a video.
Not for long. I like this question presented by my man. What's up, Walt D? What's up, bro? Walt D says, all NBA players ain't married. Why don't they have the ability to live their lives like the single men they are? I think they can bring someone into the bubble, but you got to make a choice. Now, if they really bout it and really living that single life, they could bring about 5 people into the bubble, but they got to be, again, stuck in the bubble. So
they share all the same women anyway. Just get your little crop of your little community. Okay? And y'all just swap back and forth. Just make it what it is, a giant petri dish, because half of these dudes be going up in these nasty-ass girls raw anyway. They all nasty. If they ain't got corona, they got chlamydia.
They got one of them.
Because they don't use condoms.
They got one of them. Walt D, we got you, baby. We got you, Walt D. Please, and all of our listeners, please chime in with comments. We try to post all the dope comments. As you can see, the Maverick is being the Maverick. She done basically gave every single one of these side pieces chlamydia, and that's what it is. But look, some would argue that brother was just clout chasing himself, Kima, knowing that he had to just use his NFL status. But now we all know his name. Some of the NBA players on the back of their jersey have say her name. And we know what that means. That's the hashtag for all the ladies. It has been the theme for the WNBA. We talked about say her name last week when we had the discussion about Andre Iguodala. And I will mess up her name. That's messed up.
Ariel Powers.
Ariel. I was going to say something different than that. Ariel Powers. But now we have a new Say Her Name segment. So on the count of 3, the 3 of us, on the count of 3, we are going to play a game called Say Her Name. On the count of 3, I want each of us to say the name of the new Democratic vice president nominee. Y'all ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Kamala Harris. Now, I did that because all 3 of us said it differently. Black folk, we have to deal with the reality that our names, while they are beautiful, present pronunciation problems sometimes. I done heard this lady called Kamala. I done heard of it. Kamala. How do you pronounce her name for all the white brothers and sisters, for all you black folk that don't know it? Let's make sure we know her name right. Let's say it. Say her name again.
Kamala. Like comma when you boop, that cute little thingy when you're creating space or creating a pause, comma, la.
Comma,
and that's exactly what she said. Comma.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the first challenge that the masses have to overcome. But the bigger challenge that they have to overcome is this the first time in the history of this country that there has been a black VP nominee for a major party. Shout out to Kamala Harris, the new nominee. And also she is our segue into, because we did Dame time. Now we're gonna talk about lame time, because we are seeing a bunch of lame responses to her pick. And if you just close your eyes and you heard this, you heard me say something to the effect of a birthier statement, right? Well, question, is she from here? Is she one of us? If you close your eyes and you heard me say something like, is she too mean? Is she too nasty? If you close your eyes and you heard me say that, you probably would attribute those statements to the orange man in office. But as it turns out, it is our own folk, the woke folk, the black folk, the people that are tearing up social media now, the people that are down for the culture, who are making those same statements. What say y'all? To me, this is lame time. We're seeing a lot of stuff from a lot of people that has shocked me over the last 2 days since this announcement has been made. And it ain't been just Donald Trump. Black folk been saying she ain't one of us. She ain't from here, the black community. Black folk have been saying she is too nasty. And her record on her prosecutorial record means that she's just too nasty for us to support her. What do y'all think, man? Let's go at it. The nasty game of politics. Y'all know it's the Ball Hog Sports Talk, where sports, business, and entertainment collide. In this particular topic, politics, all three of them, because there is a sport called politics. There is a business called politics. And Lord knows this has been entertaining watching this over the last two days or so. What do y'all think?
I'm just going to say something very brief, because I know John got receipts, baby. He ready to blow them all the way open. Two things I've realized about this. One, Americans are certifiably stupid. They don't know anything about politics. They don't know anything about governance. They don't know anything about laws. They don't know anything about anything. So if your source of information is Twitter or Facebook, kill yourselves, because you're fucking dumb. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be mad that you're a social studies teacher, civics teachers, and you need to be mad that you don't have enough common sense to download books outside of what's assigned to you. Don't be one of those people. Secondly,
hold on, I'm gonna take one pause. Let's mark this down. It took the 37-minute mark before Maya dropped her first F-bomb. This is a record. My girl Maya, from Maverick, it took 37. That was your first F-bomb. All day. Man. This gonna be a peaceful weekend for you. 37 minutes. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Sorry to interject. Go ahead.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
This is a moment. This is 37 minutes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Secondly, now, the people who are bitching about everything the most are the people who do absolutely nothing. All they do is complain. There's no action behind the bitching. The only way something's going to change is if you act on it. Change is an action verb. You have to do something. You sitting there, I don't like her. I don't like him. I don't like that. What have you registered for? Have you campaigned? Have you protested? Oh, I ain't about that life. I ain't a politician. So what? You can enact change in a gazillion other ways. So by you sitting back not saying, I don't like her, so I'm not going to vote. If your dumb ass gets arrested and you're a person of my hue, and you don't get justice, and it ain't got nothing to do with the orange man, blah, blah, blah. You think shit doesn't trickle down? You don't even vote in your local politics. I don't want to hear shit if that man is reelected because black people did not vote or didn't vote or voted for Trump. And people making these assumptions, oh, well, it ain't going to be no different. It's all the same, blah, blah, blah. Everything's going to stay the same unless you get your dusty ass up and enact change. So I don't want to hear shit. So if he's reelected, on November 3rd, 2020, I better not see nan motherfucker protesting, bitching about the police, starting hashtags and nothing, because you put him right back where he wanted to be. And don't think that this is going to get any better. He couldn't even wear a mask for 4 months where there's a pandemic killing people. He got rid of people that literally spent their lives working on how to fix something. You're discrediting a doctor who could run laps around you if he had a lobotomy and lost half his damn brain. And you're questioning his intelligence, and your daddy is the same person that paid the trustees that you pinned to get you in because they didn't want your dumb ass at Fordham no more at the Lincoln Center campus because you couldn't get into the Rose Hill campus up in the Bronx. Okay? Don't go ahead and don't vote because you wanted Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders ain't an option. So I don't want his shit. Don't be asking me for no money, protesting, pictures on your show, nothing else, because I ain't doing shit. Okay. If you stuck with him for another 4 years, you're on your own. And that's all I got.
All right. So suffice to say, because you didn't talk about the man daddy. When you do that, you upset.
His daddy wasn't shit either. One of the most racist pieces of shit in New York. If you look up 45 Senior and how he tried to buy NYCHA.
Fred was his name. Fred, yeah.
I'm sorry. He wanted that oceanfront, that riverfront property because if you know this, NYCHA is located literally in the best locations in the city. It's waterfront. It's by transportation. It's by everything. Right. And New York City put a stop to him because they saw the raving lunatic that.
Oh yeah. I mean, look. I'm joking, of course, but I'm saying this in a way that captures what I would say my own anger and just seeing how our people have responded to this pick. What say you, the maestro, DJ John, quick? Look, it is what it is. If you would have closed your eyes and you heard those things about Kamala Harris, that she ain't really from here, she's too mean and nasty to get my support, you would think it was Donald Trump, but it's been our people spewing those same types of comments related to this pick. What say you?
Well, I'm not even worried about that. I'm honestly, I mean, a couple things bother me. Number one, this questioning of her blackness. Like,
is she from here? Is she one of us?
Let me finish. Sister went to Howard University.
Yeah.
The mecca of HBCUs. I didn't even go to Howard, but I know that as a fact.
It is Howard
the mecca of HBCUs. She went to Howard.
Is Howard the real HU? I'm putting you on the spot.
It is. Come on.
It's the real HU?
To me, it's not even an argument. No disrespect. And I love all my HBCUs, but come on. Howard's homecoming is legendary. That's actually a measure of your blackness right there. If you ain't been to Howard's homecoming, what's going on? You got some questions you need to be answering. But anyway,
my bad. I was just trying to throw you off about the real HU. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, let me finish this point. She went to Howard. She pledged in '86, back when hazing was basically legal. All right,
and encouraged.
She pledged the first Black sorority, in '86, back when it was infamous, notorious. So she's ready for the smoke. She ain't worried about y'all little haters out there. All right. But now, so my thing is this: at the end of the day, if she gets pulled over, you think an officer is going to question her blackness? All right. Have you seen the picture of her and her Jamaican grandmother where she's dressed looking like, Kamala's looking like, a young Salt and Pepper member? Come on now, like,
you right?
This is comical to me. But anyway, let's get to her record, because I see a lot of cats out here, these social media political analysts talk about, she locked up all these black men for marijuana and First of all, if you get locked up for marijuana, you doing more than selling a little dime bag. All right. So how about not having bushels in the trunk of your car? How about that? All right. When it was illegal. All right. And by the way, she's pushing for a law. I can't recall the name of the law, but it's basically to get records expunged if you were, arrested or convicted of marijuana possession or whatever rule you broke with marijuana. But anyway, in terms of her record as a district attorney, top prosecutor, I'm going to read this. These are facts that my boy, big up to Cal Damon. He went and did his research. That's my brother, Cal Damon. So I just wanted to repeat some of the information that he found out that I didn't even know. And most of us don't know because a lot of us just hear what, folks from Fox and, just general haters have been saying. So over 7 years as top prosecutor, her attorneys won 1,956 misdemeanor and felony convictions for marijuana possession, cultivation, or sale, according to data from the DA's office. That includes people who were convicted of marijuana offenses and more serious crimes at the same time. However, only 45 were sentenced to state prison for marijuana convictions during Harris's 7 years in office. Now, the math may be a little rusty, I don't know, but I figure that to be only 2.3% of the marijuana convictions resulted in prison time. All right? This includes growers, distributors, and dealers.
Right.
She was a damn prosecutor, not a public defendant. I'm having trouble here. Understand what's the problem? She's doing her job. White folks been knocking up black people for bullshit for centuries. And now a sister who's doing her job and doing a great job, evidently, because she's a senator now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a problem with that. But when the white folks was doing it, I heard crickets. Get the entire out of here.
Wait, I got to say one thing. Now, I'm sorry, Bob. And thank you, John. Drop a bomb on them. What people don't understand is that not only was she doing her job, the DA doesn't create the laws. They enforce the laws. So if you took second grade civics, you would know what these are, who passes the law, state legislation, and things of that nature. She's not in her office saying, how am I going to lock up these black and brown people off of truancy? Right. And we're not even going to get on the fact, why there's so much truancy going on? Why aren't your kids in school? What's really going on? Why is it that everyone outside the home is supposed to parent someone's child?
I'm just shocked that in this political moment, when we've had, I think, the most extreme, polarizing, racist administration, and racist, I don't know if the president likes black people or not. I'm saying racist in the impact in which a lot of his political beliefs have resulted in. In this political moment, it's been black folk to question whether or not this sister is black enough. In this political moment, it's been black folk to question her prosecutorial record. And our bruh here, Gary Jason Lewis, welcome back, bruh, for the second time. He says, is it wrong to ask questions about her belief system or her record? Yes, we want to get Trump out of office, but do we just vote blindly? I answer that question and say, no, it's absolutely not wrong to question her record. We should question her record because if nothing else, we're preparing her for the debates. We're preparing her for the scrutiny. So we should question it. We should not blindly vote a particular party. I agree there. But what I don't understand is how she could be, we could choose nuanced questions about, well, she's really Jamaican and Indian. She ain't really black. Someone asked me, John, this is going to be personal for me. So, my big brother. My big brother's my hero. He's 10 years my senior. He's the reason that I was seeking the frat.
Too, bro.
Thank you, brother. He's the reason I was seeking the frat. He's everything that I see that I wanted to be in a man.
Oh.
I was with I'll leave her nameless. I was with a young lady, very smart woman from UVA Law School. I was trying to hook her up with one of my homeboys. And she had a prominent position in the Black Law Student Association organization. She asked me, what does your brother do? I said, he's a prosecutor. And she started frowning with her nose up. And I just don't like black prosecutors. I can't trust them. Let me tell y'all something. In terms of law, first of all, there aren't enough jobs out there to completely eliminate an entire vertical of jobs to be a prosecutor. And as you guys have all already said, she was enforcing the law. Black folk, we got to be accountable. At the end of the day, if you're not committing a crime, you ain't got to worry about somebody that wears the title of prosecutor. Black folk got to start being accountable in order to be taken seriously by the masses. Now,
he's on fire.
If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but that's the truth of the matter. We can't just say blindly that because someone was a prosecutor, they're a bad person. And here's the cliffhanger I want you to think about. Imagine having no black prosecutors. So the person that makes the decision ultimately to go forward, whether it's federal or state level, is someone that believes in the belief system of a Donald Trump. We want black people as prosecutors to make sure that you don't go forward with a case unless there is proper evidence, not because you are too melanated and the evidence is always skewed against you because you don't have black people in the room. And that's just my 2 cents on it. And it hurts me. It pains me to see woke folk act so silly in this political moment. Question her, yes, but write her off. Say, I'm just going to stay home and not vote because, again, the system failed us. To keep on perpetrating the propaganda that is on the right, that the orange menace, I'm just borrowing your term there, Maya, that the orange menace is created. Black folk, come on, wake up, y'all. Wake up.
I understand is
wake up.
I drop bombs. I just don't understand where we see he's not even meaning because he's the permanent resident of slop because he is a pig. Okay, we don't even have to mention that pig's name. He's not even over. He is blatant with it. The suburban housewives don't have to worry about people coming to their community. What? So basically, poor black people is what you're saying. So they don't have to deal with the niggers and the Negroes. Okay, he is blatantly saying and telling you he doesn't like you. Don't get gassed because you got a little $1,200 check. Okay. Because you ain't
acting brand new. Don't be acting brand new with your $1,200.
And I'm just like, oh, heaven forbid, you're giving me money that's technically mine that I paid into a system.
Right.
What people don't realize is that they're so short-sighted. And, he didn't, it's always when there's someone black, we tear each other down. And everyone knows I'm biggity black. I'm going to name my son Black Moss. It's just all black everything. But what I don't get is that we want someone with a brain cell.
Right.
Joe Biden wouldn't have been my ideal pick. I would Hillary because of the simple fact you want a politician, someone who could maneuver whatever. Hillary Clinton was always, but that was how many years ago? Secondly, Kamala Harris. I think she would have been an amazing attorney general. Hands down, I think she would have been the bomb.com.
Right.
I loved Susan Rice as a VP pick because that's Stanford, that's Oxford PhD. Mama ain't here to play no games. He chose Kamala. He, like I said in your post, he could have picked Aaron B. and Rakim. I would have been like, Aaron B. and Rakim for president and vice president 2020 because he has got to go. And if you sit back and think that, he's not as bad as whatever. He is slowly but surely taking away the little things that you guys don't pay attention to, your civil rights and things of that nature.
Right.
You give that piece of shit 4 more years, we're going to be speaking Russian. Good luck with that. And not, like I said, don't give me no hashtag because I'm going to hashtag and shove it up your ass. Because you didn't vote or there was something going on. Look at what he's doing with the post office. Are you kidding?
We're gonna do a whole show on that. Don't tease him on that. We're gonna do a whole show on that because it is an ever evolving story. But if I could, man, shout out to Black Girl Magic because as you just described, all of those women, all of those accomplished melanated sisters, it felt good, man. As a brother to 3 sisters. It just feels good to hear you run down that list of candidates. Now, he chose Kamala, but he has some very good sisters to choose from. But that's the fun part or the more in-depth and serious part of the
Wait, can I just say one last thing, Bobby? People are just, if they don't get what they want, we're in that frame of mind in this generation. If people don't get what they want, they just, I don't even care. If they're just so disgusted. This is life. You're not always going to get what you want. It's just that simple. I want a brand new Range Rover. I ain't got that shit parked in front of my house, so it is what it is. You take what's given and you make the best of it. If you don't like it, you have a sound mind and body. You have every right and ability to go and change something.
Right.
If you gonna talk about it, be about it. I don't want to hear shit about people. You a keyboard gangster. You dead because I don't like her.
A whole bunch of keyboard gangsters. I do love this comment from my girl. What's up, Miss Charlotte Dean in the house, who went to law school. She was a year my senior, and we worked the Black Law Student Association at Notre Dame together. I'm a former Black prosecutor. I found that my discretion was most helpful to those who were not being fairly treated. You want us. And prosecutorial discretion, meaning whether or not you decide, you have the discretion to decide to move forward on a case. You definitely want people in the room that look like you and that understand your experience to be making those decisions. So, but that's the more serious analysis. Now we got to turn to, because this pick also provided us an opportunity to talk about a few things. I teed up one of them, and I want to hear what our audience has to say about it. First of all, this pick, Kamala Harris, being a graduate of Howard University, brings to the forefront the question, which institute is the real HU? Who's the real HU? John Quick, I tried to catch you in the heat of the moment, but I think you said Howard. Who is the real HU?
Honestly, it's crazy because I know mad people from Hampton, and I love all of them, but like I've never been pressed to go to Hampton. I know Hampton has an amazing homecoming, I'm sure, but Howard, I mean, when you think of HBCUs, like for the most part, especially
don't do it. Don't do it. What when you think HBCUs?
Like,
go ahead.
You
say
think
it,
of Howard first. You really do. Like, I mean, come on, man. Let's be real.
So Howard is the real HU. Howard, I've been hearing this question since I moved to the Northeast.
Absolutely.
The real HU.
Don't get me wrong, Hampton has a great argument. But I just know, if you ask me, if I was pressed up against the wall and, they try to get secrets out of me or whatever, and it's like, who's the real HU? Who's the real HU? I'm going to be Howard.
Howard, you know what helps Howard? First of all, they were first. And secondly, the ease of commute. You hop on the Acela, bam, Hampton, you that's 7 hours from the New York City metro area. Then it's like, that's work. I hop on the Acela, I only got paid $300 to turn up all weekend. What? That's it? That's a steal. I'm about to go there and turn.
I knew I was going to awake a sleeping giant. Here they come. Hold on. I just saw one. Nobody stealing money at Hampton, though. There they go. Hampton in the building. I know we all family. I know everybody who's going to participate in this part is going to have fun. And we all going to be at the voting booth on November 3rd. But in fun, I want to know who the real HU is. I like this one. Somebody said the real HU. And look, HU is Hillman.
That's true. Hillman's the real HU.
All right. So
college.
Not only did it bring us to the real HU question, but I think the year of 2020 has been dominated and won by Team Light Skin. It's tough for me to say that as a dark melanated chocolate brother, straight from the sands of South Florida. It's tough for me to say that, but between Colin Kaepernick, my man Patrick Mahomes getting all the money, they backed up the brink truck, and now Kamala Harris being the first Black vice presidential nominee in a major party. Man, Team Light Skin won, man. Now that also means that the AKA is gonna act up in November, y'all. If you ever met two of my sisters, I gotta qualify this before I say it. Two of my sisters are AKAs. I love the AKAs.
Oh, really?
Yes. But the AKA,
that's what's up.
Two of my sisters, yeah. But my mother was a Delta. And my sister-in-law and Terry married a Delta. But the AKAs, now y'all know the AKAs about to be on some. Woo, you ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing. This week has been AKA week. I done seen pink and green everywhere. For that AKA that I go ahead and say it. Since John, you went out and said that HU is the real, Howard is the real HU. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There's a few AKAs. I'm gonna say more than a few AKAs that they acted like they was a little too good for me. You know what I mean? So they I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They acted like they was too good for me, John. And
Bob, please. You know you was getting the light skin chick. Come on now. You know you
act like they was too good for me.
Online.
They act like they was too good for me. And boy, you should see them this week. You better not. I wish you would mess up and try to call the AKA and not treat her like the queen that she is this week. Shout out to the AKAs. That's really an accomplishment. Kamala Harris. That's real deal. Now, for the last, just having a little fun with it. Because now, if this was a brother, the first black vice presidential nominee, it's a brother, and he just happened to step to the podium with his white wife, you know the sisters would be tearing him up. Kamala's married to a white dude, y'all. He's married to a white dude. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I just want the sisters to be consistent. I just want the sisters to be
Honestly,
consistent.
this is irrelevant. We should just I don't even want to talk about this. It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant, yes.
But she's still black.
It is.
That's it, man. I'm not even speaking on that. That's, whatever.
Have fun with it. People do it all the time. If it's a brother with a white woman on his arm, I'm just saying that's a sister with a white dude on her arm. So I just want the sisters to be consistent. Are we gonna call her out or not?
Can the sister talk? Can the sister talk?
Go ahead.
Me and the sister, first and foremost, if you know historically, okay, how the whole, like, if a black man wants to get somewhere in life, he has to, in order to get to that next step, he got to grab a Becky on his arm to be accepted by the white brethren. If a black woman is with a white man, she's tired of this bullshit. She like, look, let me just get with John. He got good credit. He loves me. He ain't now I ain't discrediting my black men because I love a LAD. But what I'm saying is that
what's the LAD?
Oh Lord.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Forget I asked that.
You look at all of these black men with white or non-black women. You want a big, hey, I love my queen. I love my queen. You on your arm. She ain't black. She's Hispanic. She's white. She's everything but a beautiful black queen. How much? I mean,
let me start here.
Let me supposed to be like how much?
Here's mine.
Don't we get up to?
I know. Because I'm just having fun with this. So let me say this.
I'm just saying.
Whoever you love that person as long as they love you back and treat you the way that you want to be treated. Having said that, I've been around. Look, on football, a lot of football players chose Becky's, as you described.
Oh yeah.
And Notre Dame, we got raked through the coals by our sisters because a lot of them chose white girls. I'm saying let's just keep having fun. Let's stay consistent. That's all I'm saying.
Just saying.
Shout out to her and her husband.
Does not wake up and say, I got to give me a white man on my arm to get to that next level. And they know their kids good. I know so many black men that will get with a white woman to say some old stupid shit like, oh, my kid's going to have good hair. Your kid's going to be hair gonna be nappy as a ram's ass.
Look, she got my she has my undivided attention and my vote. I'm just saying, let's have fun with it like we would do if it was a brother up there with a white woman.
Well, how about black people show us the same love we show them?
That's gonna be a show.
For us, that's like gonna be for them.
Pause right there and capture that moment because that will be a show. Why don't black men ride for the sisters? Because that's true. No, we ain't gotta talk about that. Let's let that hang there.
In the words of Pootie Tang, Sadate.
If John Quick, DJ John Quick, if just hypothetically, if that first black vice president candidate happened to be the Bruz, happened to be the Qs, let me just say, man. First of all, I don't know if it'll work out because you know how the Bruz are. You know, if that candidate was an 86 bruh and an 82 bruh decide to go to DC, he gonna be knocking on the White House like, "Hey, let me see, dog. Protocol. He gotta come see me." You gonna get tased over protocol. That's just how Qs do it. Big old snap. 7 feet tall. I'm gonna try to find a chair to get up there and neck Shaq. That's just how the Qs do it. We consistent. We are consistent. Look, for the final topic of the day, we're gonna go out on this one because we had Dame time with Dame Lillard. We had lame time with all these responses to this amazing sister and this amazing feat of her being chosen as the vice presidential candidate. Now we got to talk about game time because college football has decided 2 conferences, the Big Ten and the Pac-12, have decided to pack it up and not have game time. They're not going to play this season. Now, the other 3 Power 5 conferences have decided to continue to play. That's the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12. What do y'all think about it? Is this the right move for the Pac? For the Big Ten and the Pac-12? Is this the right move to cancel the season? I think they both said they're going to play in the spring. What do y'all think? Quickly,
I think it's the right move in terms, till we get more understanding of what we're dealing with. It's better to err on the side of caution. And again, it's funny, when you talk about, Black Lives Matter, I guess Black lives don't matter as much if we're talking about millions of dollars at stake. And I see, you got 2 conferences. My thing is this. If I'm a player, and again, some of these guys, like you were talking about last week, Bobby, the alternative isn't great in terms of not playing. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But if I'm seeing whole conferences talking about, nah, man, we gonna wait until at least the spring, or late winter, to play. I'm kind of like pausing because there's a lot of money at stake. And for them to sacrifice that because they're like, yo, I don't know if it's worth the risk. Right. Like, I don't know that, and especially if I'm one of their parents, I'm like, yo, I don't know, son. Like, yo, this is crazy. It's too. I just feel like it's just too many unknown variables for anybody to play football. If they could do the bubble like the NBA, that would have been great.
But that's the easiest thing to me. I think the college could do that because you already sort of have a pseudo bubble. Most teams have a football dorm where all the players live. Yeah. Because of the schedule, you wake up. You train together, you eat together, you practice together, you do study table together. Now the challenge is going to be because young people ain't going to keep no bubble. The bubble will always be in trouble because young, horny dudes going to want to go take care of that. But I think that they have sort of a pseudo bubble already. Quickly, what do you got for us, Maya? Because we got to take some people to the slop and then we're going to shut it down for the day. What do you think? And look, even more broadly, and not to belabor the point, but Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, the quarterback from Clemson, came out and said, he looked just like Sunshine, came out and said, look, a lot of the players are safer here than some of the environments in which they live, as they described to me. And so it's almost safer for them to be here on campus. What do you think, Maya? Quickly, and then we'll get on out of here for the day.
Trevor Lawrence don't give 2 shits about those black bodies unless they're catching the balls he's throwing or they're protecting him. Okay, so
you gave him the Kanye. Trevor Lawrence, not like black people.
That this inbred, because he looked like something from the people under the stairs, give 2 shits about those black people.
She didn't.
He wants to win national championships. He wants to win Heisman's, and he wants to win his money. Someone wrote that damn statement for him to say, because he had to go over it quite a few times because he's not a sharp.
You know this.
He was he was on some Quasimodo shit. They say for him. So basically, you're implying that all of your teams live in the ghetto and come to Clemson. We're going to protect you. We're going to feed you because your mom and everyone else can't do it. And you get to play football with me. Hashtag white boy bye.
So you're not buying.
She didn't.
You're not buying Trevor Lawrence's plea to help his teammates out.
My man, black people like I care about 45. I wish they all would fucking go.
My man Reggie says, and thank you for correcting me. My man Big Flo from the Big Flo and O show says, Bob, all the sports dorms were outlawed. They have regular students in their dorms now. Fine. Well, all right. So they don't have football dorms, but it's easy to create.
That's not a bubble there.
But I'm saying they can easily revert back to that and just have a football dorm for the sake of protecting the players. Look, there's 3 conferences that are going to continue the season as of today. We shall see. I
don't
say
think they'll
this.
be able to finish the season. I'll be honest with you. I don't think
we'll see.
Look at baseball. Baseball about to kick out 2 teams. Trust.
Here's my thing.
They shouldn't be playing anyway.
Fair, but they should not be playing anyway because of health reasons. And our resident doctor, Eric Griggs, sent me something that talked about the long-term impact of having the virus on the heart. So I'm starting to rethink it. But if you can protect the players from catching it to begin with, like the NBA has done, then I could understand why you go forward. My only challenge is this, and I think people have underestimated. That's a real bubble. My only challenge is this: is that you take away something that someone loves, and for everyone, you don't love football like a lot of these players love it. That's not your only identity. I get it, but a lot of these players love football, and it's hard for anyone that doesn't love something like that, a sport or an activity or a hobby, whatever, to really appreciate the mental impact of taking that away from them. Now, the business impact, and I guess I'll be the missing link, as someone that served as an agent for 10 years. The business impact, if you tell me that the Pac-12 and the Big Ten is going to play in the spring, I'm telling a player that is a real draft prospect, you be out your mind to go out there and play in the spring. Look, man, it is what it is. It's either in the fall or not at all, because you don't go out there and risk getting hurt. We'll see how this all plays out. For the final session, y'all know how we do it. We got to drag somebody into the slop. Everybody from the South, you heard the saying, you're happier than a pig in slop. Well, those are pigs. They like being in slop. We're going to drag some human beings, those among us that have done the dumbest things this week. For each and every one of you, who are you going to, and please, audience, suggest who you think has done something so stupid that they need to be dragged into the slop. But who are you going to drag into the slop this week? Let's start with you, the Maverick, Miss Majestic Maya. Who are you dragging into the slop?
Lou Dimensional Holtz.
Oh,
yeah.
You gonna do that to me, my coach?
Yep,
Really?
Sure am.
Lou D.
Because he's a little trumpet, and he wants these young men to risk their lives to play football. Let me tell you something, demented old man. I don't give it. You could have saved everyone on Noah's Ark. Okay, you need to fall back. These black boys should not be risking their lives to make people who don't play happy. What is this, the damn Coliseums where you're sending people off to their deaths, those who are about to die salute you? Who the hell are you? And the other people that need to go into the slot with him are the people who are defending him. These stupid ass Monday morning quarterbacks. Oh yeah, these boys should be playing. These boys should be playing. Well, send your stupid ass son or your fat ass out there to play. Go risk your life. And let me tell you, just because he coached at Notre Dame don't mean nothing. He only won 1 national championship. He ain't walk on water. So everyone who thinks that he's so great and him along with them, all y'all can get up in the slop. And I hope that shit gets all up in your ass, in your nose, in your eyes, in your ears, and in your mouth, so it stops your breathing. Because I'm tired of these people trying to risk these black lives for their entertainment. You want to be entertained? Download Candy Crush. It's a free app on iPhone and Android. Go talk to your kids. Do something with your wife or with your husband or your jump off or whatever. But we are not here solely for your entertainment.
That's pretty fair. You said wife or husband or jump off. That's pretty fair. That's pretty open.
Discriminate.
Y'all see I wore my Notre Dame tie today. I didn't know you was gonna go in on Lou Holtz. And just for the record, I did see him walk on water one time. It was just a puddle, but he walked over water. I saw it one time.
Well, he's only 4'11", so he wasn't walking far. Stop that! His nose.
He messed up, man. You messed with my coach. I think he's senile now, man. I think somebody put something in his drink. Somebody put something in my coach's drink, man. There's no way he's supposed to be a trumpet. Yeah. All right, the maestro, DJ John Quick. Who you taking in the slot with you today?
That's easy. Jerry Jones, from the Cowboys. He been hiding for like 5 months since this whole George Floyd thing went down and the country took a turn for the good and started listening to us. And so, this is the man, who told his players, oh, you're going to stand for the national anthem or you won't be a Cowboy. But when all this went down, he ain't have nothing to say. He came out yesterday talking about, oh, well, I'm listening to our players now, and whatever we decide to do, we're going to handle it with grace. Grace? What? Like, nah, bro. Like, yo, you got to come better than that after 5 months, man. You are a coward. You know what I'm saying? You don't represent nothing good in life, bro. That's all. Only thing good you represent in life is money. That's it, man. And for you to say now you listening to our players, but you haven't decided about the national anthem yet, yo, man, you, bruh. That's
hey,
all I guess, I'm just gonna leave it at that, man.
If
you deserve to be slop. I hope you gargle on hog nuts.
Ooh, that yeah, I like it. Anybody that know anything about
facelift is still falling on your ass.
Anybody know anything about a black man? When a black man call you a coward, them fighting words. Jerry Jones, you don't want to see the maestro in a back alley. You don't want that smoke.
You don't want this smoke.
Because I'm going to drag somebody into the slop, too. I'm going with Mark Emmert from the NCAA, the NCAA president who made $4 million in salary last year in compensation. Been so quiet when it comes to social justice issues and these players trying to organize and change the leverage. Now, all of a sudden, right, he wants to come out and talk about in fact, he came out and said that they're going to cancel all the championships this year, which is duh. How can you have a championship season when so many organizations and institutions have canceled fall sports? Well, I haven't heard enough from him when you see these players that aren't talking hypothetically about the impact that George Floyd's death and seeing that on film and all of the other atrocities at the hands of police officers. They're not talking hypothetically. They're talking about personal experiences. And lo and behold, your two money-making sports, basketball and football, are made up primarily of brothers. I needed to hear more from you, and I haven't heard enough. So you're going in the slop, and just like the rest of the people in the slop, I hope it pours through your nose. You're snotting out slop because you deserve it. For the audience, please share with us. I saw somebody put somebody up there. Let me see. My girl Charlotte says all of the universities that have opened up in person deserve to be in the slop. Who else do y'all think deserves to be in that pig slop? All school districts that have reopened. That's what she was talking about. I guess. Oh yeah. So public schools, grade schools. Yeah, that's crazy. That they're putting these students in a situation where they're going to be overly exposed to germs. But America. All right, y'all. Look, this has been an amazing show.
I got one more thing before we go, or before I go. As a lot of the listeners don't know, Bob and I actually working on a documentary about college football, college football athletes, past, present, and current. So anyone on this thread, anyone who knows someone who fits that description, I need you guys to DM me. As you can see, well, when the ticker goes down, you can reach me at my Singletary because I need to get all of the information. Again, Black college football athletes. I don't care about your brother who's Puerto Rican, whatever, Black. I need Black men specifically for this documentary. So you hook me up, you may get a producer credit. I don't know. It depends on my mood, but that's all I got.
The last comment that we would go out on, my girl, I appreciate you. She says, love the show. I think she's tuning in from South Bend area. Really appreciate all of you guys. Like we ask every week, we ask you humbly to like, comment, and share. Again, we ask you to like, comment, and share humbly. This is the Ball Hog Sports Talk. I get to go on this magical ride with the maestro himself, superhero DJ John. And we have the Maverick, who she didn't. Is going to find the most explosive bomb to let off in these chat sessions, in these shows. My girl, Miss Majestic Maya, I am your MVP. B Brown, ESQ, aka the Ball Hog, aka the Mouth of the South, aka Mr. Excessive Celebration. This has been a great show. We talked about Dame time, we talked about lame time, and we talked about game time. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and share. Check us out next week with more action-packed commentary. We out. Peace.
Bye.